What's up guys? How are you all doing this fine day? Welcome back to Spooky Ramen. And today, Undead Labs did a live stream showcasing the next leg of the changes coming to patch 19. If last week was all about changes to the vehicles or vehicle updates, today it's all about changes coming to Drucker County. Now if you missed the live stream this morning guys, or if you don't want to watch a 1 hour video of it, don't worry, as usual, I got your backs. I got your backs, bro. So relax, stay tuned, cause we start right now. Now for this video guys, we'll be doing side-by-side changes between the current map and the upcoming changes to patch 19. Now before we begin with the comparison, Undead Labs also gave a few teasers regarding next week's update which will form the third leg of patch 19. So be sure to stick around till the end. Now first off guys, Undead Labs showed off a new van and it's called the Bloodmobile, which is an ambulance, a red ambulance designed in collaboration with their bloodletting drive with Red Cross. Now the developer said that this does not have any special capabilities like your Burninator or your meat van, and that all it is an aesthetic change to the ambulance. And now we move to the actual map changes. Now our first stop is Mike's Garage Outpost. Now in the current game, we can see that the path is composed of a dirt road, while in the upcoming patch, it is made out of a broken down or a dilapidated concrete pavement. Now as we approach the end of the downward slope, we can see fences and some sort of puddle or body of water adjacent to the outpost in the upcoming patch. While in the current game, there is no fence and that there is just a dry concave landform surrounded by rock formations. Now as we head down to the street, in the current game, it is a bit barren and empty, while in the upcoming patch, there is a lot more going on. Most notably is the macabre scene of what looks like grocery shoppers being mowed down by a car, with their blood splattered all over the pavement. Now scenes like this add realism or bring life to the map and is certainly a welcome addition. Now for our next stop, we go to the large warehouse, which according to the developers, they flipped the position of the building, so the back side is now facing the front and vice versa, and they added a 10-wheeler truck to the front which looks like it's making a delivery to the warehouse. Now flipping the building, making the docking bay or the delivery or receiving area face the street actually makes sense to me. And the developer said that one of the aim in making these changes is to make the orientation of the buildings make sense or more realistic. And I think they achieved that in this one. Now on to the next stop, which is a random power generating outpost, which is so barren and lonesome and appears to have been randomly put there in the map as an afterthought, as opposed to the one in the upcoming patch which has a lot more going on for it. It has a large puddle of water, a garage at the back, and some sort of large steel containers scattered all over the place. These tiny touches, which though seem insignificant at first, helps to bring up the ante in the realism department. Now this one guys is the southeast exit, I think. Anywho, right off the bat, you can immediately see the one in the new patch is way busier. It has more vehicles, tents or shanties, and it just looks like it has more life to it as compared to the current one, which looks like a gate randomly placed in the middle of nowhere. Also, you can see in the background or the rock formations found behind the gates that in the upcoming patch there seems to be more detail in the rock formation, and I think there's a teeny bit more trees in the horizon. Now the last one we're going to look at guys is this some sort of a mountain pass, which as you can see as we traverse it, looks kind of the same in both versions, but that is until we reach the edge, which leads to a dead end in the present game, but is totally opened up and acts like a shortcut in patch 19. Now, as announced in last week's update, patch 19 is composed of 3 changes, the first one being the vehicle updates which was announced last week, and today the second part, which is the Drucker County update. Now at the end of the stream, the developers left a little teaser for next week's update, which is the third and last part for patch 19. According to the developers, they will have 2 guests next week. First is the systems designer in charge of the loot, weapons, and facilities. And they emphasize that they will address the problem regarding the running out of storage space during supply runs. So I think it's safe to guess that there will be some sort of added inventories to maybe to the vehicles or to the backpacks. Now the second guest is the programming in charge of the combat related stuff, but they placed emphasis on improving shotguns. But we'll know the extent of these changes next week. What do you guys think will be the added changes to the game? Leave a comment down below. And finally guys, the developers promised to bring more support to the game. This is not the last change or update or upgrade to the game that we will have. So that will do it for today's video guys. If you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing, liking, or sharing. As always, this has been Spooky Ramen. Have a great day y'all, and peace out!
What it is going to be coming out in the future. So, last week we looked at the vehicles. This week, Doug was able to give us this tour of the map. Next week we're going to talk to Brian and Zoe about loot changes and shotgun changes, and there's still, that's still not even going to be the entire update. We'll still have more to get into after that. So there's a lot coming in the future, and so I'm glad you all are here watching us. I hope that anybody.